Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Helium 10 Weekly Buzz. My name is Bradley Sutton, and this is the show where we get you familiar with the latest news in the Amazon, Walmart, and e-commerce space. We interview people in the industry that you need to hear from and give you training tips for the week that will give you serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. Now, today we've got just a couple of news articles I want to go over. Not too much that is going on in the Amazon world. Sometimes no news is good news, right? We also have some great training tips that are come from Freedom Ticket about what is the honeymoon period. We've got another training tip about how to use a newer tool that is in the Helium 10 Chrome extension. And we've got an interview with a doctor turned Amazon specialist. All right, let's go ahead and hop right into the news. All right, the first article comes from Seller Central, and it was about a new badge, and it says introducing the Black-owned business badge. And it says we are excited to share that we are currently testing a Black-owned business badge to help customers identify products sold by certified Black-owned businesses on Amazon. Now, this is interesting because there's actually a number of different banners and certifications that you can have on Amazon. It's important that we take advantage of that when possible if we have certifications. So, for example, on Amazon, probably the most typical badge that you can get is the small business. So for example, you can see here, if I search for coffin shelf, you'll see that on the, the first line of search results here, the Project X coffin shelf right here is the only one that has this small business badge that comes up. So this is just one of the badges that come up, and you have to have brand registry in order to have this. And for Project X, it was pretty much automatic. Once we had brand registry and once they started this program, that they marked us as a small business. Now, there are other ones too that you can have, like for example, look here at this microdermabrasion facial scrub that I have pulled up. Well, one thing that we talked about before on the news was having a climate pledge friendly option. Now on this listing, you'll see this one is not climate pledge friendly. By the way, it actually is a small business. So this is where that small business badge actually shows up on the product page. It's right below the bullet points. But right under the bullet points, for those of you listening on the podcast, you can't hear, it's like an ad. I'm not actually sure if this is an ad. Like if somebody actually clicks this, will this person get charged for product targeting? I don't think so, because it's not listed as a sponsored ad. But right here, it says climate pledge friendly pick, and it's showing another option out there, like a competing product. So, is this user or is this seller losing sales because they didn't have climate pledge and Amazon threw an ad for another one? When I go to this actual climate pledge friendly product, right here at the very top, right under the reviews, it has a big green badge that says climate pledge friendly. So these are just a couple of the different kinds of badges that you can have out there. Now, if you want to know where in Seller Central to go, make sure to check that article, the one that talked about the Black-owned business badge, and it'll take you to a link on how to add business certifications and what are the different ones that they accept there at Amazon. All right, the next article of the day is actually from the Search Engine Journal, and it's entitled "TikTok Introduces 3 Types of Shopping Ads." So it says advertisers can now run shopping ads with 3 different formats, and this is quite interesting. We've been talking about all of the different kinds of ads that you can, or in promotions you can do on TikTok. So now these ads are video shopping ads, catalog listing ads, and live shopping ads. So I'm just wondering, how many of you are using any kind of these advertisements, in promoting your products on TikTok? And guys, this is where the future is, combining social media influencers with selling physical products. Always keep up to date, not only just with PPC, but when TikTok or when other platforms release things like this, make sure you understand it and if it can work for you. Next article comes from TechCrunch, and it's entitled Walmart Plus adds a new cashback feature for members Walmart Rewards. Now, this is just coming out, just available now. And why is this significant? Well, instead of having to buy or order a credit card to get cash back, I personally have the Amazon cash back, so I can get like 4% or 5% back when I purchase on Amazon. So I have that credit card. I just got a Target one, but that's kind of a hassle for some people to have to pay and to apply for a credit card. And, maybe they don't have good credit, maybe they don't have credit at all. And so what Walmart is doing is something different, where using their app, you're going to be able to get rewards and cash back on certain products if you have Walmart Plus. All right. So they're trying to kind of like innovate in this whole rewards kind of program. Why is this significant? You might be like, what does this have to do with me as an Amazon or Walmart seller? Remember, last week we talked about Walmart Plus adding Paramount Plus to the membership. Walmart is trying to really promote Walmart Plus as a alternative to Amazon Prime, and they're trying to put as many perks as possible. On Amazon, there's nothing where we can have, we don't have to do a credit card and apply for a credit card in order to get cash back. You have to apply for a credit card. So this is a technical perk that maybe some buyers want. Maybe this one thing by itself is not that big, but it's just interesting to see how much more value is Walmart going to be giving to this Walmart Plus program and adding different perks like this, which again, in turn, will make it better for you who are already selling on Walmart to drive more traffic there. As we know, the sales on Walmart is dwarfed by Amazon currently, but will things like this help to tighten that gap? One thing I'm interested to see is Walmart subsidizing any of this for third-party sellers? Like, can I get Walmart rewards on a coffin shelf on Amazon, or is it only for Walmart products? So that's something that is worth keeping an eye on. A lot of people were messaging me yesterday about review change on Amazon, and people were saying, hey, I've noticed that now only the latest reviews are showing up on the top reviews. Now, let me just show you, for example, I'm not exactly sure if this is true or not, but here on the coffin shelf, look at this. The top reviews now are like, this top one is July 26th, and there's July 6th and May 15th. All from this year are the top reviews. Now, I didn't, take a snapshot of what it was before, but yeah, you know what? I think, the coffin shelf has been out there for like 4 years or 3 years. I'm pretty sure that before, older reviews were up here that were upvoted. But however, if you look at our egg tray listing, the very first review still is from March of 2020 here on our egg tray. So I'm not sure if this is something that really is across the board or what's going on. Some people were saying, hey, in incognito, still the old reviews come up. I looked on these in incognito and it's 100% identical, the reviews that are showing up at the top. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but I'm just curious. Let's say this is true. Let's say that now Amazon is prioritizing recent reviews at the top. What do you think? A lot of people were saying, oh, this is a great thing because now it discourages the black hat tactic of upvoting bad reviews, or maybe older ones, like people trying to upvote some older reviews. Me, I'm not sure. I have to think about this more, but like, to me, like, well, wouldn't that almost incentivize like somebody to buy your product, a competitor, and then now they know their new review and they'll put a 1 star is going to get kind of like to the top if a couple of people vote for it, if that's how this works. Who knows? So I'm just curious, what do you guys think? Like, is this a good move? Is this a bad move? Let me know. All right, that's it for the news this week. What I want to start doing each time is giving you guys a countdown timer. All right, countdown timer for Sell and Scale Summit. So right now we're at 26 days, guys. 26 days left until we all get to learn and go over some amazing topics with the speakers and some amazing networking. So guys, 26 days left to get your ticket. If you want to get a ticket, go to h10.me/S3, h10.me/S3, and the code is S3BS100 to save $100 off. Time is ticking, guys. All right, our next clip here is from Freedom Ticket, and Lem has taken out a clip, I believe, about the honeymoon period. So take it away, Lem.
Hi, my name is Lem Turner. I'm a brand evangelist here at Helium 10, and in this video, we're going to be getting into what is the honeymoon period. It is a very common question that a lot of people ask. How long does it last? What are you supposed to do in it? All these things that Kevin King's about to get into in this next clip. So go ahead and check it out.
Something that you need to know is when you first launch your product, there's something that is coined, and this is not an Amazon term, this is what someone coined it, is the honeymoon period. And so you actually get a period of time, and no one knows exactly how long it is. Some people say it's a couple weeks, some people say it's a month, some people say it's 45 days, some people say it's until you get the first 3,100 impressions on your listing. No one knows exactly how it is, but everyone tends to agree there is a period of time, and typically the agreement is around a month, where Amazon kind of gives you the benefit of the doubt. And that's because you don't have those past histories in the algorithm. You don't have a 3-month or a 6-month or even a 1-week history. So everything is based on what have you done for me lately. So it's very, very important when you first launch your product to come out of the gate swinging, to have all your promotions ready. And we'll talk about this later in the launching module, to have everything ready to go. So if you're setting up your listing in advance, but while you're waiting for your manufacturer to make the product, there's nothing wrong with that. You just need to make sure that you put a future release date on there. You put, there's some options, and we'll show you when we do a listing walkthrough where you can do this. There's a couple different places, and you want to make sure that you actually put a future release date. And usually your product still won't show up because it's not going to be in stock anyway, but it's best as a safety measure to do that. Once you do come into stock, you need to be ready to start rolling on all your promotions, because you don't want to have that algorithm start off with slow sales. You want it to start off with a bang and then build that momentum from there.
If you want to go ahead and check out some of our other stuff that we have available over at Freedom Ticket 3.0, be sure to go ahead and check out that course. We have tons of other pieces of content along with the rest of that video, so be sure to go ahead and take a look.
All right, thank you very much for that, Lem. You know, the honeymoon period is, we use that in the Maldives honeymoon strategy, so make sure to check out episode 350 where we talked a little bit about that. All right, the next clip we have is an interview with a doctor turned Amazon specialist. Carrie, please introduce us to him.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Weekly Buzz interview. Today, I'm really excited. We have someone who I actually work with today, and it's Dr. Travis Zigler. He actually manages my own ads for my Amazon business. So I'm really excited to have him on to just talk about what he offers and just, how he can help you with your PPC as well. So thanks for joining me. I think what I wanted to start off with asking, because you have a really interesting story, we could go on for an hour, but how did you get started with Amazon, first of all?
Yeah, so I was an optometrist, and I graduated as an optometrist in 2010. And in 2015, I got that entrepreneur itch. It actually came in like 2013. And finally, I had the guts to do something about it. So I ended up quitting my optometry job. I moved across the country from Ohio to South Carolina. We started 2 optometry practices at that time. And when you go from an established practice to starting cold, you go from seeing 6 patients an hour to 1 patient an hour. Well, entrepreneurs get bored when they have idle hands. And so I started learning how to sell on Amazon. And so we started our business in 2015. And here we are 7 years later, and we still run the business. And then, we'll jump into probably other parts of that story here in just a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what I like about you most, is that you're actually a seller yourself. So you understand what sellers want. And, especially because it's hard to find service providers that, really you can trust with your business. So I think that you have that extra edge because you understand like how we feel about our businesses. So I wanted to ask you how you got into, because you have an ads agency, Profitable Pineapple. How did you get into that, and what made you want to do those ads?
So just like a typical entrepreneur journey. So I was doing my own Amazon PPC, decided I needed to outsource it and get it off my plate so I could focus on the bigger picture. I ended up going through 4 advertising agencies and about 6 different softwares. Mind you, this was back in like 2018, 2019, when software was not as good as it is today. But we went through a lot of software at that time. And then the 4th agency, finally, when they blew through my whole monthly budget in about 3 days, I decided, you know what, I'm going to figure this out. What happened was we just had this unmet need of Amazon PPC services with doing it well and doing it with the business owner and the profitability in mind. And that's when we decided back in, I think it was 2019, summer 2018, somewhere around there, that we wanted to start an agency for our own brand. And our brand was our first client. And then we actually onboarded about 4 other clients as a result of other people asking me to help them. And we had those 4 clients for about 2 to 3 years before we actually started taking this more seriously and starting to build it as well.
Awesome. Yeah, you definitely do a great job. So I wanted to ask you, because I think you have some special offerings that I don't think that every other agency offers, especially to the high level that you do. What are some things that you offer that make you stand out from, just a typical, ads agency?
So one of the big things is actually the person that's managing your account is a brand owner first, and then they manage accounts on the side. I should say they actually manage accounts first, and then they have their brand on the side that they're trying to build up. And my goal is to train them to leave me eventually. And because I want to train them to become a good CEO, a good business owner, and a good manager of their account, because they're going to be managing all these other accounts as well. And so you don't just get an account manager, you get actually somebody that's building their own brand themselves. And a couple other things that we do is we do Google Ads to your Amazon listing, which a lot of people do that. There's a service out there called Amped. I'm sure Helium 10 will come out with a service here in the future. And What else we do though is we do Google Ads, and we'll write a blog post for you around the problem that your product solves, and then we'll take that blog post over to your Amazon listing as well. What that can do is that can help build your audience and build your email list as well. And so that's another offering. And we also do a little bit with influencer marketing. We look for articles around the web that talk about your products, and we try to get you on those. And we put an Amazon attribution link over to those. That's some new services that we're starting out with, and we're just trialing it out right now.
Awesome. I'm excited to just try out some of those new tactics with you on my own business. So thank you so much for joining us today. Where can people find you if they wanted to talk with you about ads?
So easiest ways to apply to work with us is at profitablepineapple.com. You'll see an application link. You just click that, you fill it out. It's really quick and easy. It takes about 5 minutes to do. It's just mostly to assess where you're at and see if you're a good fit for us. Then we jump on a call and see if we're a good fit to work together. We don't work with everyone. We work with businesses that actually care and actually have a bigger why in this world, not just to make money or sell plastic widgets on China. We love working with people that have soul, like you. You're a lot of fun to work with. And we had a lot of fun last week at $1 Million Seller Summit together. So we like working with people that we like to have fun with. And you can just reach out to me directly through any of the social media platforms.
Awesome. Thanks again so much for joining us. And I hope to see you again soon.
Carrie, I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot, Carrie and Dr. Travis, for that insightful interview. Our next clip is a clip here from Shivali, who is talking about one of the things that we launched in BBL a couple months ago, which is Xray keywords. How can you use this new Xray keywords tool? Shivali, let us know.
In this video, we'll talk about Xray keywords, and this is a secondary component inside of the Chrome extension. It is an excellent way to not only validate your product idea, but also understanding where your top competitors are really ranking for keywords to really generate those sales. So let me share my screen here and take a look at the actual tool. And if I were to click the Chrome extension, you would see it appears as the second tab, Xray keywords. Clicking on that would open up this pop-up where I could then see performance keywords generating sales for the top products ranking for sandwich bag organizer. Now this is powered by Helium 10 Cerebro. It will pull information from Cerebro and is similar to our one-click filters. If you don't know what our one-click filters are, I highly encourage you to check out that pro training video. But for now, let's just talk about this pop-up here. Here I can see the number of filtered keywords I have. So this is taking a look at the top 10 ASINs, the products that are in those first top 10 positions, and seeing what other keywords is that product really ranking for. And it's not just taking a look at that product specifically, but it's taking a look at the cross-section of multiple ASINs. So here you can find the Cerebro IQ score. This is just a ratio of your estimated search volume versus your number of competing products. A higher score means a relatively high number of searches compared to the number of competitors, and a low score means the opposite. You also have your search volume, so the number of times your consumer is typing in sandwich bag organizer into the search bar, or in this case, sandwich bags Ziploc specifically is being searched for 12,355 times on average, pretty good. If I click the graph, I can see the data for the last 30 days, 90 days, 1 year, and all time of how that search volume has changed. Let's say at any point I want to see a specific time period, just drag and drop, and it will zoom in for you. If I X out of that, you can also see how that search volume trend has changed in percentage format. Your keyword sales, so on average, how many sales are being made for this keyword on behalf of those ASINs. So here you have 2,144. That means there are on average 2,144 sales made under the keyword phrase sandwich bags Ziploc as a sum of those ASINs. You also have the competing products, so the number of products that appear for this keyword phrase. And then the title density. Title density will take a look at how many products on the search results page for sandwich bags Ziploc has this actual keyword phrase inside of their title. Now you might see a dash. The dash means that we don't currently have access to that information. And then we also have the competitor rank, which will take a look at the actual average organic position across all the ASINs that have been selected. So the default is really the top 10 ASINs showing up for the search results page. And here, if I hover over this number, you can see the exact position that that product shows up for this keyword phrase. Now, a lower competitor rank tells you that there's not as many ASINs ranking for this specific keyword. So you could look at it one of two ways. If you are taking this into account with other factors, like there are 10,000 competing products, and this is being searched for 261,357 times, you would know that this is simply because it's very high performing keyword. So this is something that a lot of people are looking for, and it could be harder to compete in, which is why there's only one ASIN really ranking for this. However, if let's say you were taking a look at this and the search volume was maybe in the 12,000 or 18,000 range with a lot less competing products, you would know that that's an opportunity keyword for you to go in and rank highly and generate sales. At any point, let's say you wanted to filter for some of that information, you could click filters, and here you have access to a table where you could input parameters that you have in mind. Let's say I wanted longer tail keywords. Easy. Just put in a minimum of 2 or 3. If I wanted a higher search volume, I could do that here by changing my field to maybe 2,000, 3,000, whatever you have in mind. If I wanted to see organic ranking positions, maybe only in the top 20, I could change that to 20. You get the idea. But again, this is really here for you, so you can filter those keywords. Maybe you have more than 180 keywords pop up. You can filter it down without wasting time just by using these filters here. I'm going to X out of this here and show you how to set some default filters. You can set default filters by clicking Global Search Settings in the bottom left-hand corner. And this will determine the parameters that always are used whenever you perform a Xray keyword search. Let's say every time you use Xray keywords, you always want to see the organic rank between 1 out of 20. This would allow you to do that. When you click Apply Filters, this would be taken in as the new default filter. Selecting new ASINs will allow me to pick and choose which products I want to take a look at. This is important because it comes down to relevancy. I'm going to unselect all the ASINs I've selected, and maybe you want to filter for specific Ziploc bag storage organizers. So here, usually you can see that there's a different color, maybe there's different shapes. So this is rectangular. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to select this one. This is rectangular. These are rectangular. This is a bit different, right? So I'm going to exclude this one. This is a bit different as well. And then I'm going to select this one. So I only have 6 ASINs selected. What I want you to understand of this is, let's say you had a Chrome version of this product. The Chrome version would not be competing against the Bamboo versions. That is a completely different product because the consumer that's looking for a Chrome version of this is only going to buy a Chrome version of the Ziploc storage bag organizer, right? So pick and choose based on relevancy, and then once you click Run Keyword Search, it will refresh that data for you based off of what you've selected. So here I have 161 filtered keywords. You can tell that my information is different based off of the ASINs I inputted. At any point, if I want to export my data, I can do that by selecting this and then doing it as a CSV file or an XLSX file. Selecting this little gears icon will allow me to choose the columns that are actually being shown. So let's say I didn't want to see my Cerebro IQ score, and I didn't necessarily want to see the search volume trend. Once I do that, you can see that my columns diminish in number, and you just have these 5 columns now.
Thank you very much for that, Shivali. Don't forget, guys, this is primarily a product research tool, all right? It's not meant to replace your keyword research. So the one way that I love Xray keywords is I start down a rabbit trail on Amazon, and then using Xray keywords, I can go down about 17 other rabbit trails and see the information right there on the screen as far as what's going on. So make sure if you haven't used Xray keywords in your Chrome extension to go ahead and use that ASAP. All right, guys, before we go, just wanted to give you a heads up. It's only going to be for about a week more, but Helium 10 Elite program is back up and running. All right, Elite is our exclusive membership, advanced mastermind training with Kevin King. We've got in-person trainings. We've got something going on at Sell and Scale Summit for this. You got exclusive access to tools. It's our highest level of membership at Helium 10, and it's closed more than 95% of the year. So it's open right now, guys. Go to helium10.com/elite to check it out, and make sure to upgrade now to see if Elite's for you, and you'll be able to come to the Elite workshop in September at Sell and Scale Summit. All right, guys, that's all of what's buzzing for this week. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye-bye now.